tell them check out the blog, bro. YouTube channel called MKO. It's pugilism, boxing algorithm. M stand for Marvin and Kevin's initials KO. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel, where we're talking all things boxing. Remember to like, remember to subscribe to this channel, support us, hit the bell notification. You'll be the first to be notified when we drop new content. I'm going to speak to you now about Gervonta Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz, bit of a post-fight blog. And yeah, this fight was a decent one, was an entertaining one. Tactically, I would say that Leo Santa Cruz got it kind of tactically wrong in this fight for the most part, because he was sort of standing right there in front of Tank Davis. You know, he was pretty much there to be hit. He was in the pocket. There wasn't much by way of head movement coming from Leo Santa Cruz. He wasn't really giving Gervonta Davis much to think about in terms of his movement. I honestly, I think myself and Kev will agree on this, that we felt that his best possibility would be to try and, you know, be first and try and sort of keep Davis on the end of his punches, use a, you know, jab, double jab and stuff like that, and, you know, give Davis something to think about. But a lot of this fight, for a large portion of it, you know, Santa Cruz was being brave, he was being bold, he was in, you know, Tank Davis's face. He did land some good shots, but the power advantage was clearly with Gervonta Davis. Davis was clearly the puncher out of these two guys, and, you know, Santa Cruz was just pretty much there all fight to be hit. There wasn't any real head movement from him. He wasn't coming from sort of any different angles. He was just pretty much straight up, right there in Davis's face, you know, sort of ready to just trade with him. And I think that really played into Gervonta Davis's hands, because he's a counter puncher, and he's an aggressive counter puncher, and he's looking for you to make the first move and make your mistake, and then he's really gonna make you pay. And that pretty much was the pattern of this fight. You know, Davis was able to even land some of these lead sort of left uppercut shots and, you know, things like that from sort of early portions of the fight, and that was the punch that ended the fight. But when you look at the fight carefully, Davis was landing that left uppercut set on several occasions, even before he eventually got to Santa Cruz. I mean, Santa Cruz, he fought valiantly, he fought bravely, but ultimately he was really just too easy to hit. You know, he was too available for Davis's counters. I think in order to really stand a chance of winning this fight, Santa Cruz really needed to get back to boxing. You know, I know that for him, he's a fighter that, you know, he fights with his heart. He gives up his height a lot in fights, and, you know, I think really that's you know, apart from the power of Davis, that's what cost him very dearly here, because the fact, if he have used his advantages, used his legs, you know, move around the ring, don't make it, you know, he made it very sort of straightforward for Tank to counter him, because he was right there in the pocket. I think what he should have done is sort of moved around the ring, use every square inch of the ring, you know, poke your jab out there so that you're scoring, and even maybe counter the counter puncher. I think that would have been probably better for Santa Cruz. I'm not saying, you know, maybe he still would have got caught in the end, but it would have made it a lot harder for Davis. But the way he fought, being right there to be hit, being right there within punching range, just made it very, you know, straightforward for Tank to eventually get to him. Davis, he fought a good fight. Very composed, you know, he was very patient. I think he did get a bit bruised up by Santa Cruz's punches, but ultimately Davis knew that Santa Cruz didn't hit hard enough to really trouble him or really bother him, so he was happy to sit there. You know, Santa Cruz was in the pocket most of the time. Davis was landing some sharp counters throughout the fight, and you know, the way it ended up was Davis landing this uppercut throughout the fight, And then as Santa Cruz was putting him under some more pressure, landing a few combinations, Davis would land these little right hooks, left uppercuts, and, you know, caught him with a beautiful left uppercut. And this punch had been landing throughout the fight, so he caught him with this beautiful left uppercut and laid Leo Santa Cruz out in round 6. And it was a good finish by Gervonta Tank Davis. I think it's a perfect finish for him in this sort of fight. You know, it really sort of shows separation between the two. You know, he didn't struggle to a points victory there. Gets the job done, gets it done with a devastating knockout. And for Gervonta Davis, for me now, I'd like to see him, you know, step up to lightweight, you know, fight the likes of, you know, maybe a Haney at lightweight, maybe a winner of Garcia versus Luke Campbell, you know, maybe once if Teofimo Lopez is free. I think that's the sort of company that we now want to see Gervonta Davis mixing in. A lot of people are critical of this fight versus Santa Cruz because obviously, you know, there's a weight disparity there. It was a funny one where, you know, Davis's title was on the line and then Santa Cruz's title was on the line from a lower weight division. But it was another weird one in that respect. But for me right now, I'd like to see him, you know, step to 135 pounds. You know, even a Lomachenko would be good if a Lomachenko's not going to box, what's it called again? Teofimo Lopez again. Why not, you know, get in there with a guy like him? Don't know whether they'll happen, but yeah, I'd like to see him mix with some of the big boys, some of the top boys at lightweight, because I think that's where he's really going to find a challenge. He was pushed a bit here by Santa Cruz, but ultimately that power and that natural strength is what won the day. You know, he remained sharp all the way through. He was wearing some shorts very similar to, I think, what Mayweather wore against De La Hoya or something like that. But yeah, good performance by Tank Davis. Very impressive knockout. Very impressive display of power and counter punching, and I think Santa Cruz just played right into his hands and paid the ultimate price. And good luck to Santa Cruz in his future, and, you know, all the best to Tank Davis. You know, hopefully we can see him in a lot of these big fights. So till next time, this is MKO Pugilism over and out. I will catch you on the next one.